Hello, everybody, and welcome to the second AJS news video of the week.
But first, a word from our actual sponsors this week. Thank you to them. Check it out.
Spring break, sun's out, buns out, boys.
It is so nice outside, finally.
Yeah, let's go swimming.
Yeah, I can be ready. Dude, what the hell? Gross. What the hell am I even looking at? I didn't even know you could grow body hair.
Oh yeah, it took me a while, but I'm pretty proud of my chest hair right there. You see?
Yeah, that one's very nice. I'm talking about down there.
I thought the ladies liked the natural look.
There is nothing attractive about your down there looking like old gum stuck before the barbershop. Here,
Whatever.
try this. It's a Lawnmower 3.0 by Manscaped. Even you can't miss it.
All right, I'll try it. That was a lot easier than I thought. I didn't even nick my family jewels. Plus, I feel a lot lighter. But there's so much hair everywhere.
Joe! What's taking so long? I wanted to go swimming. What are you doing in there?
Nothing?
Oh, come on, man. The ladies are waiting for us.
Keep your balls fresh and clean with the Ball Toner, Ball Deodorant, and the brand new Lawnmower 3.0 system. The ladies will love it. Grab your own Manscaped now at manscaped.com. Use promotional code AJS20 to get 20% off and free shipping now. Yeah. That one's going to be fun. Joe,
Yeah, good times.
playing that over and over. Y'all seeing that. How did you let it get that bad, Joe? That's quite disgusting. Tell
Well,
me.
see what happens. We're in the quarantine right now. My barber's gone.
Yeah,
I was like,
my
you know
barber.
what?
You're the barber for that?
Yeah.
You just
You
want to
know,
fade up here,
Could be
fade
your
down
own
there.
barber at
Some-
home.
and some
And
jewels.
taking care
Take
of that.
care of yourself.
Now I suddenly understand why Joe has no body hair, because it was all in one spot. Guys, thank you to Manscaped for supporting the Angry Joe Show, partnering up with us. Show some thanks to them by at least clicking those links down below, even if you may, not be into that kind of thing. Check it out. I guarantee you might like it. We've got a % off code down there in case you do decide to get it.
there.
20% off with the Angry Joe Show. Look good, feel good, take care of yourself, be hygienic, especially in this time. Thank you guys so much for supporting the show, and let's get directly to the news and get that out of our mind.
Get that out of your
Let's
brain
not.
forever.
Forever.
All right, so
We're
now
going to be doing more of those parodies, so that's just the beginning. So
Be warned.
be warned. Stay tuned to every Monday, for some entertaining
Yeah.
times.
Yeah. Well, we've been clamoring for information about the PS5 and for the Xbox and their technical specifications, and we finally got it.
Yeah.
We
Got it.
Mark Cerny came on and did his GDC presentation, but he did it online instead.
I
It
did
was-
a little bit of an angry rant
did,
or a
yes.
little making fun of it. It was
it-
quite dry.
It was sponsored by Sleepy Time Tea. So like he has such a soft and
yes.
smooth and
yeah.
and then the gigabytes and the teraflops and it's just like oh,
Right.
what
Well, as everybody was
Yeah.
pointing out,
Yes.
they have to be the smartest person in the room. So, Joe, is this GDC? Okay, this
Yes,
was
I
planned
know.
for GDC, but the thing is, my thing would have been they could have just easily put something a little bit
Yeah.
more marketable out in front and then put this one out after. Especially when we're all under quarantine, we're all under kind of social distancing.
Yeah.
You can remix your message and you can bring it out in a cool way.
I like that the first sentence he said was, "Hey, I know there will be a time for games, but this is not it. Like later on, we have the games. Now we're doing the technical specifications." And I was like, "Okay, look, it may not be what I wanted in that announcement, but he definitely." I hunkered down and was like, "All right, give me the specs.
Yeah.
I've got Google out. I'm gonna start Googling some of the things that you're saying just so that I know what's going on." And so he first started with like the philosophy section, and I think this is where he really started to like dig in to Xbox here. He was talking about that PS5 was designed in a way that the developers are like comfortable. They're like, look, if you know PS4, which you do because we have a million games and you all made games for them, the transition to PS5 is going to be the easiest thing ever. And so I think it's really smart that they made it so it's really easy to keep all of the people that you've already got, all the studios,
Sure.
and so that PS5 is going to come out. So I think that was a really, really nice thing for him to kind of drive home to all of these game developers.
Okay.
And then we got into some of the technical specifications.
Yeah.
So 8 Zen core at 3.5 gigahertz. The GPU is the AMD RDNA 2, and so we'll get into some of the specifics a little bit later.
Let me jump in here. Let me give you a little bit of a comparison, and then at the end, you guys will tell me what do you think about this new console war. Let's be 12 years old again and fight in the console war.
Fight.
Guys, so Xbox Series X versus the PS5. So the Xbox Series X, 3.8 gigahertz custom Gen Zen 2 versus the PS5's 3.5, so 0.3 gigahertz. Though the PS5 could boost itself. So, but the boosting is to the teraflops. Sorry, let me restart here. And GPU, 12 teraflops versus 10.28 teraflops. Now, the 12 teraflops, that's running at 1.825 gigahertz versus the PS5's 10 boosted teraflop, 10.28 boosted teraflops running at 2.23 gigahertz. Got it, Joe? Are you still with me? The memory is a lot easier to remember. The memory is GDDR6 memory on both consoles, both at 16 gigabytes. So it's a wash there. Memory bandwidth, you're looking at 10 gigabytes at 560 gigabytes GBps on the Xbox versus 448 GBps on the PS5. So 560 versus 448. Sorry to screw that up as well. Storage. Now, here's what you're looking at. You're looking at 1 terabyte custom drive SSD on the Xbox and only 825 gigabytes SSD on the PS4. You got to have more than that. Basically, optical 4K Blu-ray drives, yes. 4K, yes. Ports, this is the interesting part. HDMI ×2 on the Xbox. USB 3.2 ×2 on the Xbox. Ethernet storage power. But so far, we don't have the information there for the PS5. It includes a USB, an NVMe slot. And that's all we really know. Price, I think it's likely in the $500, maybe more than that.
It's $599.
But
That's my guess right now.
that's
$499.
basically all the nitty gritty that we know about so far.
So those are like the raw numbers, and so when we get down into like the processors, so they both have 8 cores. The Xbox technically has a higher clock speed. They're both going to be using something called simultaneous multi-threading. And when the processors do that, and they actually measured the clock speed of both of these chipsets, the Xbox is only 0.1 gigahertz higher than the PS4 or PS5 when simultaneous multi-threading is enabled. So pretty comparable there. Xbox technically faster. They win. They definitely win there. GPUs, this is the one that everyone said that is almost impossible for a direct comparison because we do have teraflops, which is a real fun thing to say, and 12 is clearly higher than 10.5 or 10.2 something. But everyone has actually said in the graphics community that it's not actually a really good measurement of how powerful some of these things are. Now, Xbox seems to clearly have the edge here by a little bit, but the PS5 and something that Mark Cerny mentioned, he's like, look, it's more important to be a little bit more agile. And he was trying to talk, like, relate it to sports and saying, it's like, look, it's faster and more agile rather than just the raw computing, the graphical computing power. So that's interesting. I think that the memory, the RAM, just wash. They both did a great job. Storage, PS5 is going to be significantly faster, as far as like the hard drive is. That's why it has that weird 825. It's because they have the NVMe slot is so much faster. Now, the issue with that is those drives are more expensive, and yes, they're significantly faster, but you may not even need that much power because SSDs are like normal SSDs are incredibly, they're fast enough already. So those drives are so much more expensive that we may see the PS5, that PlayStation actually, or Sony may have to lose a little bit of money on the production because those drives are so expensive. Xbox
They want an instantaneous fucking installs, loads, updates.
Yeah, but Xbox may already have that because the SSD drives are that fast anyway. So PlayStation may have put a little bit of money in.
That seems like a little bit of a blunder if it's not being put to use. I doubt Sony would go and put a big expense on themselves if they didn't already plan ahead and have a roadmap for what
it's
got to
be years and years in the future where the game load sizes are so large that an SSD wouldn't be enough. Now, expandable memory is something that we know that Xbox is going to have proprietary. I think they're made by Seagate, little cards that you get plug into the back. And so if you want more memory in your Xbox, you have to buy the Seagate one.
Proprietary.
Yeah, it's a slot. And so Sony has one where if you get any NVMe, you can just buy it off the shelf as long as it's the right speed. Now, everyone has said that drives out now probably aren't good enough because Sony's actually a little bit ahead of the time. So don't go out and buy drives yet. You may have to wait a little while, make sure that Sony's probably going to put out a list and say these are the ones that are going to work just fine. So Sony may win that in that regard because you'll be able to grab anything off the shelf and increase your storage.
Okay.
But so when it comes down to it, even though Xbox definitely wins here as far as like every single way, they're either tied or a little bit ahead. But ultimately, I don't think any of us care. They're comparable, right? They're both in the same league.
I'm old now, and I don't give a fucking shit.
Yes.
Okay? They are extremely close together. At this point, it's just going to be like, which one has the better games for
PS5.
me? And I may be a little vain. Which one looks cooler? Which one is easier to set up and deal with the expanded hard drives? Because guess what? You're going to need to buy expanded hard drives.
Yeah.
So it sounds like kind of bad news there with the Xbox, depending on what they price those at. If they price those out as reasonable prices at the same level, even cheaper than the other ones that you can find for the PS5 and any from any manufacturer, so as long as they fit the format, then that's going to be an attractive option. But I think, honestly, because the more open nature of the Sony's expanded hard drives is going to be where it's at.
Yeah.
But it's way too early to do a comparison. We don't even know what the fuck the PS5 looks like.
Yes.
Much
The
less some of the
power.
No, it's
the Tower of
the
Power
neck
is
rest.
the Xbox.
Oh, that's right. That's the neck rest.
Okay, so the neck rest versus the
cup
Tower
holder.
of Power.
Yes.
Put your little Tower of Power Xbox within the fucking headrest.
Can you imagine
And
if they
you
fit
cr-
together like that?
And then fucking make one
They would
mega
melt
console.
because they both overheat so much that it would just melt whatever.
Yeah.
God.
So all this is pointless and useless. I'm going to leave it to you guys to argue which console is more powerful. But it looks like the Xbox on paper.
Yes.
But but only in certain ways, because the PS5 is superior in the memory area.
Yeah, and storage. Yeah.
And storage area.
game
or the
area.
storage area. You don't know that yet, Joe. You don't know that yet.
So far.
So far for the PS4, we're talking about the PS5.
Yes.
Must be fair. You can
Okay.
say that you prefer the
I
first-party
prefer-
companies and developers that Sony has under their house versus the ones that Microsoft have under their house. That's fair to say.
But they threw a lot of money around the last 2 years
Right.
to buy a lot of companies to make games for them. So
Look, here's
hopefully
the
they
thing.
did a good job.
I want Microsoft to win this war. Isn't that weird? Because I know Sony destroyed. Sony destroyed them.
Oh, yeah.
They have been, yes.
On the PS4, Sony won. And I was an Xbot. I started as my console gaming life as a hardcore Microsoft Xbox guy. And I tell you, the original Xbox, I would tell you, won. Xbox won. And the Xbox 3, but that's probably not really true. But the Xbox 360, that one did win, in my fucking opinion, over the PS3. And then it swapped to Sony. And now I would like for it to swap back to Microsoft because competition is good.
Yes.
Competition is good. You have to have these companies throwing haymakers, duking it out because we all benefit in that case. Last thing I want is for Sony to just fucking, pound the fuck out of Microsoft.
Throw the damn down.
I've never seen Apollo take so much punishment.
And then they're like, we don't want to be in this anymore. We're gonna get out of the game. You
That's what
don't You don't want that because, I like the fact that they're the big three and they're going back and forth. And so I'm looking forward to the rise of the Xbox again. So I'll buy both consoles for you guys. We'll review them, and we will determine which one is better in certain categories, right? And then leave that.
I think they're going to be within a couple percentage points where you'd never know the difference other than like what controller happens to be in your hands and what proprietary game that you're playing.
Which launch lineup is stronger? You know, the accessories. Is PS5 going to do VR? Is Xbox going to do AR?
Connect.
No. They're done.
You don't want to Connect?
No.
It's going to be better.
Yeah. So it's going to be an exciting time. Hopefully all the shit that we're going through now will clear up by then or will not affect the holiday season coming up here towards the end of the year. That would suck hardcore. Yes. And I would like to be past all this stuff because it's not necessarily that fun.
Yes.
So we hope you guys are safe out there. Is that it?
That's it.
Okay. Thank y'all guys so much for watching. A little breakdown of what we know so far about the consoles. Let us know which is your preferred console. This is the one time that you guys can have a little console battle in the comments down below. But the thing, it's hard because you don't have all the details. So.
What about you, Alex?
Yeah, let's
pick
get
pick a side right now.
Based on what you know right now.
I would never buy either of these things based on now.
I just said pick one.
No, I'm explaining this is important.
Okay.
I would never, and you should never buy anything
Say pick one.
based on the technical specifications if they're in the same tier. Based on their lineup of games that I know exist, PlayStation, hands down. Because I don't give a shit about Sea of Thieves. Halo, I want to play Halo, but I'll play Halo over here. And then outside of Halo, I just want to play all the...
Y'all are going to let me buy the motherfucking Xbox
The sour
Series X.
paperweight.
Yes.
It better not be a paperweight. All right?
Well,
We'll be fucking pissed.
Yeah, so I think we all, we're going to piss off all the Xbox fans that watch our show, but I think we all lean PS5.
Unless they come up with a bunch of games.
The reason for that is I haven't turned on my Xbox in probably
for
2
real.
or 3 years. That's because everything comes out on the PC.
And then we got to turn on the
Windows.
PlayStation for Resident Evil.
Mm-hmm.
Bam.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy VII.
Well, Final
That too.
Fantasy VII, and more. Well, that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Click those links down below for our sponsor, Manscaped. Get yourself Manscaped.
Oh,
Boom.
snap. Self-wedging.
And click those links below. Let them know we're doing our job, and appreciate y'all checking out the show and having a good time with us. And please stay safe out there and hygienic, and have a good one. Bye.
Bye, guys.